Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is, baby. It's AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. And you got the super team of sports talk here with y'all. I'm one half of it, Diego Barishnikov, the Black Dominican Russian. And I'm here checking in with my main man, my partner in crime. They call him the 6 foot and under post-up champ. Tell him who you are.
What's good people? It's the other A in AA Sports, your boy Uncle Hate, broadcasting on a Monday night. Coming off the NFL draft, NBA playoffs. It was a good week in the sport.
Everything is good. Everything is good. We want to appreciate all our people joining us who watch us on the YouTube channel. We appreciate that. Keep watching, liking, hitting that subscribe button, making sure you leave some comments for us as well. Also, those guys that check in with us on the Spreaker platform, listening to us on that audio platform, whether you're in your cars, in the gym, or what have you, we appreciate that as well. Same thing. Hit the follow button, leave us some comments and things like that, and share it, pass it on to your friends. Man, it was a pretty good weekend. Like you said, a lot of sports. Try to chill out this weekend, not do too much. That worked out, but didn't work out. You know how that goes. Exactly. But people, we going to, of course, get into some recapping some NBA playoff series. Some people went fishing. Some people are advancing. Even though some series have, some of the second round series have started. This is our first time being back with y'all since then, so we need to give a couple of predictions. I know it's hard to take that after a game has already been played, but it is what it is. Not that the first games altered my decision anyway, so we'll take that out. But first, let's start off with how we do each and every week. We're gonna start off with our dubs and L's, winners and the losers of the week.
Yeah.
Hey, kick us off. What you got?
I got a few. I did my homework this week. All right, I got a big dub going out to Ozzie Newsome. People, if you don't know, this was his last NFL draft for the Baltimore Ravens. This isn't just a thing with him holding that position. The fact that that's an African-American man and has been a general manager of an NFL team for 16 years. That is pretty dope. Won 2 Super Bowls. I think he set his people up well going forward. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but shout out to Ozzie Newsome holding that position as long as he did. I got a petty dub going out to Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier showed up to the Boston game tonight wearing a Drew Bledsoe jersey. I like that. Drew Bledsoe. What you
right. No, I say I like it, but I don't know. I don't like it because it's kind of – he should have did it last series while they were still playing them.
I think he was a little nervous, though.
You know what I'm saying? He in a safe place now. They won. He pull it out. You know what I'm saying? It take a little bit away from it, but still, it's still pretty tight.
The homeboy played good ball. Man, I tell you, Boston going to have some good type of problems because they got a deep-ass team, and they get better next year. So shout out to Terry Rozier on that one. Another dub. Of course, Shaquem Griffin got drafted. That's a good look going to play with Seattle. But my dub goes to the fact that the homie got some really good endorsement deals. Did you see the deals he picked up?
I did not.
He has Nike, Bose, the headphones, and JCPenney. That is a win, considering the fact he got drafted in the 5th round. Shout out to him.
Absolutely. Like I say, getting drafted in the 5th round, it's a blessing to get any kind of endorsements, much less, from Nike and some of those names that you mentioned, So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now, is it a well, that's neither here nor there. Let me not say that because that'll make it seem like I'm trying to minimalize it. I think they had 2 types of deals where you get like an actual shoe and what have you. Then you got, a deal where, you wear the apparel, we pay you, that type of thing. But
I think that's going to be the case. And Nike going to utilize this. I mean, the handicap he has and where he done got with this,
right.
Go to the Nike store in about 6 months. He'll be all over the wall with the rest of the athletes, and you can't blame him. That's going to be good bread they're going to bake. So, and I believe Russell Wilson's with Bose already, if I'm not mistaken. So that's kind of not a bad look. Maybe they mess with Seattle. Either way, that's a good look for them. All right, my few L's I got. are in regards to people acting a fool and things going wrong. My first L goes out to Mike Rogers. People, if you don't know this name, this is the jackass who tweeted that he was going to kill the Tampa Bay Buccaneers GM if he catches them in Tampa because he didn't like his draft pick. He tweeted it and deleted it. People, I understand fanatic is short for fan is short for fanatic. I get that. But homie, seriously, you gonna go on Twitter and tweet this mess? They got your name. They're probably gonna get you fired. Now his Twitter handle is Love Them Knowles 22. He was upset because they didn't take Derwin James when they had the chance. Dog.
Okay. I mean,
you gonna risk your job and everything because they didn't draft who you wanted to draft. Bless
right. As someone who has tweeted their CEO of their favorite football team at one point in time, yes. There's a certain line you don't cross. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, you tweeting stuff about bodily harm, and the next time I roll through Tampa, seriously, right. Not a good.
Knowing damn well he ain't gonna probably pull up nowhere at all. And man, that dude, Jason Light might be rolling with that heat. Run up on him if you want to. Run up on him. All right, these last two L's, they are in regards to Negroes behaving badly. I read this in AJC today. Another teacher story. Colin Ronaldo. He was the professional of the year for Alpharetta High School. He stole his coworker's credit card and ran up by $4,500. You work with this person. He said, I was in her room. I saw her purse was out. I thought about the bills I had, and I got her card. He's in jail right now. And these are the people. I said, these are the people teaching our kids.
Right. Now, last week I was on her talking about a woman showing up to school with heroin. Oh, update on that. She was also sleeping with one of the kids. This shit is out of control, people. It's out of control. All right. This last, okay, I did that one. Last L I got. Virginia Tech defensive coach, Galen Scott. He had to walk away from his job this past weekend because he was having an affair. And the lady took it public, went to his job. This cat was making $338,000 as a defensive coordinator in Virginia Tech, and you lost your job. Move different, people. This ain't the time to be doing that. You married, these chicks they're gonna back you in the corner.
Right.
Just move different.
This gotta be smart, man. It's gotta be smart.
That's a lot of bread to lose, cuz. That's a lot of bread. I mean, he might get a job somewhere else. I'm sure he's young enough, but that's a lot of bread. Might mess around, go be a special teams assistant somewhere, making half of that going forward.
Yeah.
What you got?
All right. Well, I only got a few. Well, actually, one of each.
Yeah.
Actually, my first one, I want to give him a little bit of a dub, but I also want to give him a little bit of an L too. It's the David Akers. David Akers, he saw at the draft this weekend. He ran up. The draft was in Dallas. He was presenting one of the Eagles picks, and he decided to go Drew Pearson from last year on the fans, saying, "Hey, if you haven't heard it, to kind of paraphrase, basically the last time that Dallas had won a Super Bowl, these kids being drafted weren't even born. Things of that nature. However, he never won shit when he was with the Eagles, so." That's why I kind of want to give him a dub and give him an L. But I appreciate him doing that in Dallas's backyard.
Yeah.
So shout out to Jay Feely for that. My other one is an L. This one goes out to Aaron Goldhammer, who is a local radio host in Cleveland, does Browns local radio. For whatever reason, he decided it was a good idea to tell everybody in the viewers, whatever, that he was so confident that Baker Mayfield was not going to get pick number one, that if he did get pick number one, he would eat poop. Now, I don't know if it's been specified whether this is going to be like dog or animal shit, human shit, baby shit, which is kind of the worst because it's kind of creamy and it's.
Oh,
he said he gonna do it.
I think what hurts the most is that I jump off the ledge sometimes with my picks. I would never go this far.
That's way too far, especially considering that. We kind of been hearing for weeks. All right, Baker gonna get it moved up into the top 10, probably. Somebody gonna jump, probably take him top 5. Get into the whole last 2 weeks of the draft. We heard, hey, he might get taken first and you're gonna make that
come out last week, but like I ain't lasting the 6. Them odds kind of reduced right there. So, man, that's cold. I hope it's on TV, YouTube, but I want to see it.
I just gonna say, I don't know if I want to see that. Part of me does not want to see it because it's nasty as hell. But the other part, I want to see this dumbass actually do this shit. I don't know. So we gonna see about that. But yeah, Aaron Goldhammer, hold that L, buddy. Bet you'll think next time before you make a bet.
Yes, sir. All right, we got the big L. We ain't did the big L in a while, but we're gonna discuss the team a little bit further on. But we gotta get this big L out the way.
Right, and this L, it just kept growing and growing and growing throughout the weekend, even today.
Because we did a moment of silence last week for the homie's career. We did it.
Right.
Clearly, he wasn't listening to the show.
Nah.
People, Carmelo Anthony. Now, let me go to my notes. Game 6, the game they needed to win. He played 26 minutes, went 3 of 7, and didn't make a 3. And after that performance where they got sent home, Melo at the post-game or the post-season interview says, I'm not sacrificing no bench role. That's not even on the table. Okay. People, we talk about leverage all the time. We know Melo got that 27.9. He's opting in. He's going to be in Oklahoma City in some form or fashion next year. But, homie, if you're not that aware of your play in this fashion that you don't see that you're done, I mean, Dwayne Wade, a champion, easily went to the bench. Easily. No problem.
I mean,
now for me, embarrassed about this.
Now for me, a couple things. I'm not so sure anymore. I don't even know where to start so much with this situation. I'm not so sure that at this point he won't opt out or try to get a buyout.
I rebuke that. Now the buyout, maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Because, from this exit interview to everything he's been saying since they lost, it's almost getting to the point. It seems like he don't even care about burning no bridges in that building.
No.
He's talking about how he let me pull a couple of quotes. I saw this today. Now he blames the team for not having a plan in place for him or the way that they was going to play. He said the team just threw a bunch of people out there and expected it to work. I'm like, did you not meet with them and ask them what the vision was for you before you signed with them? Or did he get traded? No, he got traded then. Never mind.
I mean, he got traded like the day before camp. It might be the same day camp started.
Right. But he basically said the team had no plan in place. They just threw a bunch of guys out on the court and hoped that it worked. He also went on to say that he sacrificed his family and moving to OKC by himself.
Oh, I ain't hear that shit.
Yeah, hold up. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, I think you and your wife going through some things maybe had a little bit to do with her not moving to Oklahoma City with you.
Yeah.
Just some things that have been out there. I don't know. I wouldn't there.
Right. Now, you wasn't already in the house at that point.
Right. So don't try to throw the family into it. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to throw them into it. Now today came out, I don't know if you saw this or not, that the last game, was the last game in OKC?
The last game in OKC, he was on the sideline bitching wanting to get back in.
Right, that was game 6, right?
5.
No, game 5. Okay, so game 6 is back in Utah. Well, they got eliminated.
Right.
So apparently game 5, Carmelo forgot what time the game was.
Oh, I ain't even hear this.
He forgot what time the game was, so he shows up hour and a half early. He looking around trying to figure out where everybody at.
Stop
and
it.
he realizes that he's early.
Stop it.
So now, mind you, what, I don't know if I have it on this sheet. What was Carmelo numbers in this series?
Shit,
right?
Yeah.
So if you show up an hour and a half early, not late now, early. Well, if you've been shooting bad all series, what you think you might do?
Okay, I got a quick story. What did we used to do at that church when we were young? What did we used to do? We get there early, shoot and run. We were kids shooting and running early.
Yeah, getting the sweat lathered up before everybody else gets there. Right. So you would think Carmelo would do that, either get some shots up, some free throws, some wind sprints, something, right? No, this fool got in his car and left.
You know this shit hurts my heart because I'm a Carmelo fan. You know this. This shit don't went down.
That's why I told you this L been growing and growing and growing all weekend.
I hear none of this.
Yeah, that came. I saw that today. I was like, wow. I can't wait till the show starts so we can talk about this.
Now, don't get me wrong. We both agree. Billy Donovan looks in over his head. Yes, but
he doesn't.
This ain't all of them. We'll get to them later. Let's jump on in. You ready?
Yes, sir. Let's get into this NFL draft, people. We're going to recap this real quick. Of course, there was a couple of surprises, a couple of things you thought was pretty much going to happen. Me and Hay going to give our team analysis on our particular teams, the Panthers and the 49ers. But as far as the overall draft in general, of course, Baker Mayfield went 1. Saquon Barkley did end up going high, going 2 to the Giants. Sam Darnold going to the Jets. Denzel Ward sneaking in at 4 to the Browns. Bradley Chubb rounded out the top 5 going to Denver.
I was looking over this first round. I only have 4 picks that kind of iffy to me. Now, one of them is none of these guys are bad players, but the 4 that stick out to me, Denzel Ward going above Chubb, that was kind of questionable. That the Saints trading up at 14, giving up their pick, and then a first-round pick next year to get Davenport, that was sketchy.
That was dumb.
Yeah. Dallas, this Van Der Esch dude, I didn't see nobody had him going this high, but hey, they like who they like. And the last one is Terrell Edmonds, the safety, going at 28. At 28, that's damn near top of the second round. So maybe that one's not that bad. But the rest of these, everybody, it seems pretty solid in regards to what they needed and what they wanted to do.
Yeah, you're right. Like you said, that New Orleans pick, of course, me, you, a couple other friends was, in a group chat, whatever, during the draft, chiming in as each pick went along. And as soon as the Saints did that trade to move up, I just knew that they were going to get ready to pick Lamar Jackson. I'm sure Sean Payton been high on him. They have, nobody to take over on the roster now once Drew Brees retires in a year, 2 years tops probably. So we just knew that was going to be the pick. And then they took Marcus Davenport, which from what I've read, a lot of people felt was a project.
Right.
Pass rusher.
Right.
That was a little high to go and get him when he more than likely would have been there a little bit later on.
Right.
So that was definitely questionable. Another pick that I'm hearing is questionable. And again, because I don't know a lot about a lot of these players, so I can't sit here and tell you that this is coming from my head because some of these players I just don't know about.
Yeah.
But a lot of people said that the Colts Miller pick, the tackle,
I heard that
the Raiders took, that was a big reach. I've been hearing everybody talking about that pick.
Right.
So John Gruden's been doing some questionable things, since he got there. So this was another one. Now the Raiders did do something over the draft week. I thought helped them though. They got a receiver, right?
I got their draft right here. Hold on.
Was it a draft or a trade? They got somebody that we say, hey, well, maybe Jordy can move to the slot.
Old boy from Martavis Bryant. That was solid.
That's right. That was okay. You got the trade during the draft. That's what it was.
Yeah, Martavis Bryant was solid. But that cat they drafted, I heard anywhere from second to third round. So they took Colton Miller first round, PJ Hall defensive tackle. They took 2 of their first 3 picks was offensive line. Last I checked, that was a strength for them. So it seemed like they could have went another way with that, to me. But
because I know last year they played bad, but the year before that, damn near all of them made the Pro Bowl or something, right?
Right. We heard the whispers in regards to what was going on last year. It can't be confirmed, but we heard the whispers. So maybe they got that all straightened out this year, but it just seemed like they had other holes. Shout out to that cat from the 3rd round, though. He came from North Carolina A&T. Going to the pros, man, that's what's up.
Yes, sir. Now, I kind of took us off to a slight detour. I want to back up to the I know you mentioned the Denzel Ward going to Cleveland pick. Now, Greg Williams came out with his reasoning today. He said that he felt both, of course, were top talents, but he went ahead and went with Ward because he felt that he wanted to have someone that could cover longer.
Right.
And, he kind of felt that, if you can have shutdown corners, then eventually your pass rush will get there. Now, some people go the opposite theory and say, well, if you got a solid pass rush and you get to the quarterback quick, then you don't have to cover as long.
Right.
So that is what he said was his reasoning. I think a lot probably had to do with them, getting rid of the Joe Hayden here recently, not really having, I don't think, a real shutdown corner.
No.
They drafted that boy Justin Gilbert a few years back that was supposed to be the next.
Johnny drafted. He was terrible. He ain't even in the league.
He ain't even in the league no more. And they took Myles Garrett last year.
Right.
So, like I said, I probably still would have went Chubb.
Right.
I'll
take that pass
but hey, Greg Williams has been around the block a few times. He's a pretty good defensive coordinator. So if that's his vision, we'll see what happens. What else?
I know the commentators have said that. I see his reasoning, and this may not matter, but it don't hurt that the boy balled at Ohio State either.
Yeah, my only thing with Denzel Ward is with the receivers being so big and what have you.
He's small.
To me, he's a little undersized. But if he played big, that's totally different. I mean, Honey Badger's small, but he played big. So small don't always mean a bad thing. And as a matter of fact, we'll get to our team breakdowns in a minute. We picked up a corner that's not big on size, but big on heart and skill. So, anything else stick out to you? What you think? You think Baker was the right pick for them going to Cleveland?
Not necessarily, but we kind of knew 3-4 days in advance. I mean, it was out there. It was probably going to happen. From the time John Dorsey got hired, word was out. He liked Baker Mayfield. Said he saw him 6 times this year in person. He liked him. I get what they're trying to do, bring some energy to the team. This guy's saying all the right stuff. You know what? I really hope Tyrod gets a chance with a team that wants him at some point. The cat's only 26. He's only 26. That shit may never happen, but I thought he could have at least played well with this team. You think he gets 8 starts this year?
I don't think whether it's Baker Mayfield or had it been Sam Darnold or any other quarterback, the situation is what it is. He was brought in there to be a stopgap or a bridge.
I figure he'd get at least a year, though. I don't even know if he's going to get the year at this point.
Because it's Maker, because, it could have been – when you draft a quarterback number 1 overall, it's going to be pressure to play him.
Yeah, it's going to be pressure.
So he's going to have to –
was more of a project than Baker was.
What's that?
Right now play. I felt like Baker could play right now compared to what Darnold was doing.
Oh, okay. I got you. So that could – you could be onto something there.
Now, Josh Allen, he would have had the whole year. I think Tyrod would have had that year to play. I don't think he's going to get 8 to 10 starts this year, but, he's young enough. He can go somewhere else.
Hey, now if he comes in there and he wins, then what?
Yeah, that's a good type of problem to have.
You know what I'm saying? If he comes in there and win, then Baker might just need to chill. I did see today Hugh Jackson said he told Baker, it was an interview I saw. He told Baker, he said, I knew I was going to pick you from, I think his pro day. He said he said I met you when I met you at a pro day and we had XY conversation about whatever. He said when I went back to Dorsey, I said that's the dude I want. He said Dorsey came back, asked him again a couple of days later. He said, "No, I'm good. That's the dude that I want." So they had it, like you said, they had it. They might have figured out for a while.
Dig, man. We can go to this other question. Derwin James is the only thing that surprised me, dropping all the way down to 17. That's a come up for the Chargers, though.
Yeah. Yeah, we knew a lot of players were going to fall because of the quarterbacks. Everybody moving up to get quarterbacks. We didn't know who was going to be. I'm trying to think. Nothing else really stood out to me.
No, not really. It seemed like everybody. I like what Washington did. They're trying to shore up that defensive line.
I like the Tampa pick, Vita Vea.
Yeah, his name. I like that too.
Defensive tackle. I didn't watch a lot of Washington games, but he's Samoan, and I know they tend to be pretty good football players.
Yeah.
That may be a wrong generalization to make, but I think Tampa needed help, with stopping the run, creating pass rush, and you put him in there with Gerald McCoy, and you just picked up JPP on the end.
Vinny
That
Curry too from Philly.
Yeah, that can go a long way to helping solidify your front line.
Hey, past that, nothing really sticks out to me. Rashad Penny was not that high on the line. I think he was ranked 4th overall as far as running backs. Seattle came up there and got him. What you think about that? Did you see him much? I didn't.
Nah, San Diego State, no, I didn't. That seemed a bit of a reach, not only based on where he was ranked with the running back situation, but based on their needs.
Right.
They did not – I don't think they addressed even throughout the whole draft really the offensive line.
Let me look and see. But we can go on to that next question while I'm pulling this up. Which quarterback you think ended up in the best place? Best situation for him?
Honestly, I think Ozzie Newsome getting ready to lead, though. I wanted to say Lamar Jackson. Because
between him and Rosen.
Josh Rosen, he went to Arizona, right? Yeah.
I like that spot for him. Remember, we were concerned Friday. We was like, okay, who the hell are they going to be throwing the ball to? Then they got Christian Kirk in the second. So I think that's a solid little play. I mean, Larry Fitzgerald ain't going to be there forever. But at least they did pick up some help. And, sir, you were right. Seattle only picked up one offensive lineman, and that was in the 5th round, Jamarco Jones. Maybe they know something we don't know.
What, that Russell Wilson is somehow going to be able to run faster than he's been running the last couple of years?
Well, we know that one guy got hurt right at the beginning of the season. They're starting left tackle. Then they brought in dude from the Houston Texans. Maybe they're expecting help, but they don't never get healthy on their offensive line. Everybody gets hurt every year. It seemed like they would have addressed that before they took a tight end in the 4th round. Seemed like they could have took a offensive lineman if they were
right
there.
I know they left tackle went out, like you said, but normally when you have one player go out, your whole line don't collapse. You might have some missed assignments, here and there on that side or what have you. But it's like every play, as soon as he hiked the ball, it was, all right, get on your horse.
Hey, what's Russell? As soon as the ball's hiked, that backspin going all about 5-10 yards out.
that pirouette.
That's him. All right, so we agree on the quarterback situation. We already talked about okay, winners and losers. We can't say who won off top, but I kind of feel like Green Bay did what they needed to do. Aaron Rodgers is going to put points on the board. They did pretty solid against stopping the run. The run wasn't a problem. Their secondary was ass, and they drafted 2 cornerbacks in the first 2 rounds. Both of them were highly rated. Solid pickups.
Right. Didn't Josh Jackson end up dropping to them?
They got Jair Alexander in the first, Josh Jackson in the second. Hey, man.
That Josh Jackson pickup was probably maybe end up being a steal. I know, of course, it's just mocks, but some of the early mocks and shit had him like top 10, top 15.
He was first round, at least top 20 the whole way. They had him going to them at 15. So they can turn around and get him at 45. That's a win. That is a win, my friend. What's that game looking like?
53-42 Boston. So a minute before the half.
We'll talk about that. Past that, let's get on our teams. What do you think about your 49ers?
I think we did all right. Of course, I told y'all last week I really, really wanted Roquan Smith. But the Bears picked him a pick in front of us. And then we went with tackle from Notre Dame, Mike McGlinchey. Probably going to end up being our right tackle. Not a sexy pick at all, but damn sure one that's needed. So I was happy with that. Outside of that, however, I know we picked up a couple of receivers. Dante Pettis out of Washington. I believe we picked him up in the 2nd round. Our other 2nd round pick was I don't know. No, I'm sorry. Dante Pettis was a 2nd round pick, and Fred Warner, outside linebacker out of BYU, we picked him up in the 3rd round. I have not seen a BYU football game like probably ever in life. so I can begin to tell you about him. I'm trying to find some film on a little bit of tapes or some clips or something to check him out. But from what I'm hearing, he's going to probably be the future at our Leo spot, which is probably going to be played by Michael Smith this year. You know, we got him from Seattle.
Yeah.
He used to play with Seattle, but he had a pec injury last year, so he was out.
Yeah.
So Fred Warner's probably somebody looking at to be the future to go along with if Ruben is there.
Gotcha.
Now, pick I did not care for. We picked in the 4th round a kid, Kentavious Street, which when I heard it, he's a pretty good football player, but he tore his ACL like in April. And this brings back memories of Trent Baalke, because Trent Baalke was known for picking people that's coming off of ACL injuries and trying to stash them.
Yeah.
And we just got rid of the last one that we had on the roster finally a few weeks ago. We finally got rid of the last one, and here goes John Lynch picking another one. So I wasn't too thrilled about that pick.
So that's basically a red shirt pick. If it just happened in April.
Yeah, but our red shirt picks ain't been working out.
No, I get what you're saying, but I'm like, damn. I mean, he must have really had good tape. If he tore his ACL and they took him to sit a year. Yeah,
I mean, he went to NC State. I think he tore the ACL at his pro day.
Okay. Oh, damn.
That sucks. Pretty much the last step of the process, other than more interviews.
Right.
But the physical part of it, yeah, that was it. And he tore his ACL. So if he can bounce back, hey, we'll see. But we've needed pass rushers. Now, John Lynch has come out. The team has come out and said that they didn't really do a whole lot of drafting with pass rushers. They said they pretty much thought that the people that we got on the roster now was better than what we could have gotten in this class. They weren't very high on the pass rushers. So we'll see how that goes. The kid I was telling you about a few minutes ago, undersized cornerback, DJ Reed. We picked him up in the 5th round. Watched a little bit, little bio or whatever on him. Seems to be a pretty good football player. Went to Kansas State. Another story of, being told he's too small always, having the odds stacked against him, overcoming that kind of thing. So, we'll see. Overall, I'm giving this draft like a C. So that's it. That's all I got.
All right, my Carolina Panthers. I am actually happy with this draft. Now, I know y'all been hearing me on this show for weeks on end saying I want a running back. Well, that's like my mom used to tell me, put 5 things on the Christmas list. I get it.
Getting 3.
I got 3 of them. I ain't getting number 4. We got a wide receiver. I wanted that. I didn't want to take a corner in the 1st round, but we took DJ Moore, which is a win because he's either 1A or 1B, depending on who you're talking to as far as wide receivers coming out the draft. And it really was a good look when the best wide receiver we ever had came out and co-signed him, saying we could never replace him. Now we finally did in Steve Smith. He's compact, runs hard with the ball. I pulled up some film of him this year. I didn't see a lot of Maryland games, but feel pretty good about that. Didn't hear nothing bad said about him. Pretty solid pick. But wide receivers, they can go anyway, so we're just hoping for the best.
Right.
These next 2 picks, Dante Jackson and Rashad Golden, 2 cornerbacks. Now, we're playing Golden at safety from what I've been told. They are moving to safety. Feel pretty good about that. We needed to replace Kurt Coleman. He was getting up there in age. Get some young blood back there. We were old for a year. We got young last year. Get some young blood. We replaced Greg Olsen with Ian Thomas. Well, at least he's going to sit for 2 or 3 years because Olsen got his money. And the pick I'm really excited about is Marquise Haynes, this outside linebacker. I pulled up some film of him. Actually led Ole Miss in sacks and tackles. Pretty solid player. Now, the last time we got a defensive guy from Ole Miss, that was on Greg Hardy's crazy ass. I want Greg Hardy's production, but I don't want the crazy. So we should be okay. But past that, we just got to ground what we got. It's not like we have a bad roster. Maybe this inside linebacker we took, Andre Smith, maybe he can replace what's my man who's on the drugs? Thomas Davis.
Thomas Davis.
Yeah, maybe he can replace him. We got Shaq Thompson in place, and hopefully Luke Kuechly won't get knocked out. This whole season, everything we got is based on is Cam going to throw the ball consistently, or is he going to float the ball and throw under 60%? That's it. When he's okay, we're all right. So we'll see where it goes. But I'm pretty solid about that. I like my draft. We're gonna go get one of these old guys to be our thumper. Maybe.
I was just gonna say because the draft has, kept telling you the whole time, like, man, y'all can get a running back, y'all can get one. I figured y'all would draft somebody.
I
Y'all
thought we
didn't go.
would too.
So what
maybe,
next?
Maybe
Who's
CJ
out?
Anderson, DeMarco. June 1st. I mean, June 1st is important. That you get through the draft, you see how you like these kids. A lot of these guys are gonna sit. If we can get CJ Anderson $2-3 million, I'm cool. I'm fine with that. The boy is only 26 to 27 years old. He had 1,100 yards last year with no quarterback. So we'll see where that goes.
Definitely somebody to target, probably for y'all. Definitely somebody to target.
Yes, sir. I ain't had this on this sheet, but don't it seem like we'll talk about it. Dez.
What about him?
Somebody gonna have to get hurt because it seemed like the spots that was open for him. I mean, Green Bay still has not addressed Jordy's position. I really want this cat to get signed. It'll probably happen in June, but it just seems like everybody loaded up on wide receiver the second and third day. So I just wonder where he's gonna end up at.
I mean, he'll end up somewhere. You got to think about if you probably a 5th, 6th, 7th round pick, your chances of probably making the roster are slim.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? There's going to be a lot of filler guys probably just out there trying to make special teams or punt return as a gunner.
Yeah.
Most of them cats maybe trying to get on as a practice squad member. A receiver that late in the draft is probably not going to be ready to help you right away anyway.
That's true.
So it should still be some spots out there. Des phone should be ringing within the coming weeks, probably.
Dig that. All right, let's jump on into some playoff basketball. So maybe we can catch the second. Well, we're already in the second half of that game, right?
It just went to halftime, I think.
Dig. All right, Utah closed out Oklahoma City. It was a tall order, people, for them to go up to Utah and get that game. But I stayed up to 1:30, I believe, to finish that game. They was in it. They had a chance to win that game. But they imploded. Can you tell me, sir, where Paul George was Friday night?
Back in Oklahoma City. He forgot to get on the plane.
Gotcha.
Yeah, he forgot to get on the plane.
2 for 16, cuz in a game you had to win.
And this is not is this not the second year in a row? Because he pretty much didn't do shit and with Indiana last year, right? In the playoffs. Then they get swept. I think they got swept by the Cavs.
Playoff P.
I was just about to say playoff P, right?
You start calling them playoff Zartan. People, that's an old school reference. Zartan was on G.I. Joe and he would always fade into the background. He's gonna get paid. But 2 for 16 walking out the door, not a good look. That's not a good look. And don't it seem like he's playing hot potato? Like trying to get that ball out of his hands of Russell's real quick in the fourth quarter. Russell was.
Man. Yeah, this whole thing was I can't see them coming back with this same thing next year. I really can't. No, even Melo, even though I gave Melo an L for saying it, it's a little bit of truth to this unit don't work. You put 3 ISO players out there and you got Melo not being able to play to his strengths. That's why I don't think he's done, because
he can still get you a basket on that block. That fadeaway, that jab
right.
step, it's still there.
Right. It's got to be a situation where it fits his strengths. And, we talk about Dwayne Wade being able to come off the bench. Dwayne Wade was able to do that and still do what he do.
Right.
Carmelo was not Carmelo in Oklahoma City's system.
Nah, they were sending him to the corner. Stand there and wait on a 3.
Right.
And
so that's not going to work. Or maybe a pick and roll and pop out for a 3. So,
right.
Yeah, that's not going to work. Like you said, I think Paul George is pretty much gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
I thought the playoffs would help maybe keep him there if they was able to make a run. But getting bounced out in the first round, that's a done deal. Like you said, we don't know what the hell is going to happen with Melo now.
We know one. I don't know. Only other option I see, like you said, is the buyout. That's the only way. Because what do we know for a fact about Carmelo? He likes his money.
But do you think that maybe since he has loved his money so much up until this point, that he feels, hey, I didn't made money. Here I am on the very back end of my career. Maybe it might be time to sacrifice a little bit of money.
That's a
It
lot.
might be it might be 3 years too late, but
That's a
you know.
lot of bread for 1 year, though. That's
No,
a
I'm just saying about it. I'm just saying by the time let's just say he's bought out and then he signs with another team. What's the combination of those two numbers versus the 28 million that he's due? What's that difference?
if he can get bought out and go somewhere else, like go to Houston or something, come off the bench, or
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if he gets bought out, that's a win. But I don't know.
Well, he told you he ain't coming off the bench.
Yeah, that's damn it.
That's what makes it interesting because, like you said, he's got the option, he's got the control whether to opt in or out.
Right.
But if he opts in and is he pretty much telling the team, hey, I'm starting. Now what you gonna do?
But you know what? They can stretch that 28 million. They can stretch that over some years with the buyout or whatever. But let me ask you this: outside of defensively, is Grant better than him?
Jeremy Grant?
Yeah, I mean defensively, yeah.
Yeah, now offensively, he's still too raw offensively.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand why they couldn't just work it to where this really shouldn't even be no discussion at this point, because if he's playing 25, 26 minutes, those part-time minutes anyway, let him start and move him to the bench in the second quarter.
Well, I would say because he was rarely playing in the fourth quarter.
Exactly.
You talk about his numbers low in the fourth quarter. Well, shit, he wasn't even in the game.
So,
but we're talking about all of these things, and we ain't addressing probably what is 50% of the problem.
Oh, it's more than 50, cuz I love Russell, but I got to move that up.
I ain't even talking about Russell. I ain't talking about Russell. I'm talking about fucking Billy Donovan.
So what? Okay, so I'm saying you saying Billy Donovan's 50 and Russell's 25.
I'm not in that blame Russell thing. I understand where Russell Westbrook is coming from. If I don't got killers, I'm a killer. I don't have killers rolling with me. I'm gonna do what a killer do. I ain't got time to wait on y'all.
100 shots in 3 games.
Nobody. Who else was shooting?
Well, Melo wasn't in the games.
Paul George is out there looking scared.
He took 16 shots, but you saying 43 shots to 16 in 1 game? Now I get what you're saying, because Russell, he was out there looking. Okay, I'm running. I got a lot of dudes who ain't going to the ball.
Yeah. The system.
A lot of fucking shots, though.
No, I mean, no, don't get me wrong. I mean, 43 shots is a lot. I put a sarcastic tweet out. He had 46 points on 43 shots, and I put hashtag efficient. That was being sarcastic, but terrible. Yeah, that's way too many shots. I'm just talking about his play in general.
No, he got heart. He got dog in him, and that's one thing. You know, Eddie House is on Fox all the time, and he says, "I'd rather have a guy I got to bring down instead of a guy I got to try to get him to play."
Always, which was the problem with well, I can't think of a name right off top, but yeah. And anytime you have to try to light a fire under a guy,
Andrew Wiggins.
Andrew Bynum. That's the one I was thinking about.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. But you know what? Go here with me. This is your boy I'm about to talk about. Have we seen this before? As far as Iverson and Russ, we've seen this before. It's hard to play with a guy who's gonna die like that. If you're not trying to go with him, he's gonna try to do it himself.
Yeah,
that's just it. He's gonna try to do it himself.
Now Iverson, he just had to, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? He had to. But Russell, he didn't necessarily have to this year. But at the same time, like I said, between everybody not playing, the other guys not playing well. Well, you know what? I can't even say that because Paul George had several good games in this playoff. Yeah, I want to say he led them in scoring, as a matter of fact, right?
First game.
Just one game?
First game, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he balled in game 5 too. I mean, that was the game he had 29, I believe. But I mean, he had 2 solid games. Joe Ingles was just in his ass. But anyway, we don't know what's going to happen with this team. I'm pretty sure this is another one of those situations where they got what they got in a sense. But they do get that cap space from Paul George if he drops off, right?
Yeah. I mean, is he unrestricted? Yeah, he's unrestricted.
He's free. So that cap space should go back to them. But who you gonna get to come in when? I don't know. We'll see what happens. But you know, real quick, last thing. What if the Cavs came at you and said, "Look, would you Kevin Love for Paul George straight up?"
Kevin Love for Paul George straight up?
I mean, you losing them anyway.
Oh, you're saying if I'm OKC? I got you. I mean, shit, man. If you're losing them anyway,
I take it. I was gonna mess with the trade machine today, but now that he ended his contract, won't let you do it. But that
right? I
might
mean, if they looking for a spot up shooter.
he played with Russ at UCLA. LeBron don't want to leave that East. You get Paul George to come there with you. That might be a solid little situation. We'll see where that falls. Maybe Kevin Love in that first round pick. Maybe. But on to the next one. Boston closed out the Bucks in 7 games. What you got?
No, I'm gonna say, damn, we didn't even talk about the winner of the series.
Oh, Donovan Mitchell's a beast.
Say Donovan Mitchell, not the Utah Jazz.
No, I mean Donovan Mitchell's a beast. We're gonna find out. Let me tell you, looking at that game yesterday, did it not look like, damn, Oklahoma City must really be bad? Look at how Houston was in their ass yesterday, moving the ball. They just looked totally different compared to what they were doing against Oklahoma.
Because they comfortable in their system as a team, whereas Oklahoma City is all over the place. So yeah, it's gonna look a lot different, and I don't see this series going past 5 games
at all.
Especially, I mean, Rubio being out don't help any, but it's too much. At the end of the day, it's too much Donovan Mitchell in late in games, at least too much Donovan Mitchell one-on-one. Yeah, he's creating some things for other people, but it's too much. They relying too much on him. You have Joe Ingles step up every now and then. You have a couple other people step up, but they are counting way too much on him.
He got to get to the hole more. For me, he only shot 2 free throws in that game yesterday.
Well, I mean, he gets to the hole pretty, because he's there finishing layups a lot. He doesn't get fouled a lot, I guess, going to the hole, but he in there. Now, one thing that is a difference. There's going to be a difference in this series. They ain't going to be able to dominate the boards
at all,
like they did.
They should. I mean, outside of Capella, Ariza, PJ Tucker, those are the starting forwards, right? Derek Favors and Gobert should still dominate the board. They should.
Well, I guess because I'm looking at one end of the floor more tape because Houston gonna spread them out.
Yeah,
pull them away from the basket. So
yeah, that's true.
That's gonna open up.
Real quick, last thing on Oklahoma. Paul George, should he went to the free throw line?
Oh, that 3?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I felt like he did too. I saw the NBA put that report out saying nah, but I felt like he should.
They said no.
Yeah, they said that he initiated that contact, and they did the right thing not calling the foul.
That's bullshit.
Really?
I've seen them get fouls on people pump faking and doing way less than that.
Way less.
If you look at the clip, I didn't notice it till somebody in one of the shows pointed it out today. If you look at the replay in the background, as soon as he does it, you can see Quinn Snyder hold his head and start walking to the bench because he just knew the foul was coming and the shit never came.
They should drug test Quinn Snyder.
Whoa, cuz he was just like this the whole game.
And he all thin in the face, like he just too powder all night long.
Cuz he looked like Jordan. Was it Jordan? Was it Wolf of Wall Street?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Look just like him. All right, listen, we gotta speed up now.
Yes, sir.
Boston they closed out Milwaukee. I picked Milwaukee in that series. I want to say 7, maybe 6. This is one of those situations. They got what they got. It's not getting no better, no time. So the thing they need to do, they need to take about 2 weeks off and get all back in their gym shooting 500 jump shots a day together. They got talent on this team. They just can't shoot worth of shit.
So they got Giannis. He's got to take that next level. I know a lot of people thought he was the MVP after like 4 games, but he gotta take that next level. You gotta be able to shoot.
Yeah,
gotta be able to shoot.
I like him. I think he has dog in him, but sometimes he can disappear too. He very much so can disappear, but he's young. He'll get it. Jabari Parker, is he with that team next year or no?
I think it depends on who they bring in as a coach.
That's a solid job though, right?
I think so, yeah. I mean, especially in the East, they were able to get a 6 seed.
Nah. Yeah, Boston was 2. So they got a 7 seed.
Yeah, but they were right there in the mix throughout the stretch. So that's a good job. That's a solid job.
All right, Dig, we got that. Toronto. Man. Now I was tied up Friday, so you saw most of this game. The Wizards.
Nope.
What happened? Oh, you ain't see it?
I ain't watched this shit.
Okay. Did you expect something? Did you expect what happened to happen?
I'm trying to think. Why didn't I watch it? Oh, I was watching the Cleveland game. That's why. Remember
Okay.
that Friday was like 4 games on, I think.
Yeah.
But, I think I saw the end. The end.
What's the problem?
I picked Washington in this series, but
I did too.
as I stated throughout the whole series, even after I picked them, they inconsistent. They look like a great team at one quarter. Quarter number 2, they look like a lottery team.
Yes, sir.
No cohesiveness. For some reason, Mr. Wall in there, that mix is not working. I thought yesterday, I was like, should they trade John Wall?
Who gonna touch that contract? I defy you to tell somebody who gonna trade for that Supermax.
That's what brought me down off the ledge. I forgot he got the Supermax, and I know that deal is getting ready to kick in. Next year?
Yeah. I had a cat hit us on the IG page. Shout out to him. I don't have you in front of me. But I was talking about, this is it. John Wall came out talking about it's up to the organization to put players around us.
I saw that.
It's simple math. It's real simple. If you got 3 dudes making $25 million or better, you ain't gonna have but so much money to build around. You're really not.
Mm-hmm.
They got a dude making 35 in John Wall. Bradley Beal's making 25. Otto's making 25.
This Mahimi deal, they need to find some kind of way to get from up under that shit.
That's 2 years of 16. Maybe they're gonna have to throw a pick with it, man. I'd be trying to call New Orleans if they're gonna let Boogie go. I'll throw y'all Gortat and a 1st-round pick for Boogie. That's an expiring contract and a 1st. Let me bring him in. Get rid of a couple of these suckers and try to get Boogie up to 20 and hope it work out.
What about? I can say you even more cap room. You can have Gortat and Otto for Boogie.
But then you got to match that contract though. You got to match the salary. Boogie's only at 25. Otto's at 24. Gortat's at 13 and a half.
That's too much. Okay.
You could throw another player in from New Orleans. I'd be cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get out from under Otto too, but I don't think they can trade that shit either.
I was gonna say, I'm trying to get up from up under Otto because I think if Kelly Oubre is able to play more, he can fill that role just fine.
I like that. But that's gonna be tough. And like you said, maybe it's John Wall. It don't seem like nobody likes him. It don't seem like.
Hey, it doesn't.
Maybe he should have played in the shades. Would that have helped?
Dana would have helped. I don't know.
Okay.
He can't, and then he can't shoot.
You see this elephant in the room, dog? The 2 guys with the Supermax, they ain't getting out the 1st round, and don't nobody want to play with them.
Oh, talking about John Wall and who's the other one? Oh, Russell.
Now, as an owner, I get to the 1st round, maybe get 2 or 3 playoff games. My seats are sold out. Maybe that's enough. But them 2 teams ain't winning no titles unless they make some significant changes, and they're not in a position to make them changes. So, hey, yeah. We'll see. What you got on Cavs Toronto? Who you got in that series?
I'm still trying to figure it out. I'll probably tweet it before tomorrow because I'm not confident in the Cavs.
Let's be fair. It's kind of messed up. Let's watch game 1 and then talk about what we're gonna do on Thursday.
but I'm stuck in between. I'm stuck in between a team. Well, no, a player and LeBron that I like, but I know that his team is not playing the way that they should be playing in order to get them to the finals. Man, then you got a team in Toronto that I just don't trust either.
I don't trust them dudes.
So it's like I'll probably end up taking the Cavs in 7 because at the end of the day I'm gonna trust LeBron more than I trust anything probably.
Right.
So that's probably the way I go. But Cavs, they got issues.
They got a lot of issues.
They got issues.
They got a lot of issues. Oh, we didn't touch it real quick. Boston, Philly, who you got?
I got Philly in 6.
Okay. That's solid. I'm going to go Philly. I'm going to say 7, though. Boston scrappy. I learned from them last series. I thought that shit should have went 5 or 6. Mm-hmm. All right.
They up right now.
Yeah. They got heart, man. Houston. They got it done game one. I watched a good bit of that game. That dude had 41. It really didn't even seem like it.
Oh, Harden.
Yeah.
Yeah, once that game was going, that game went to the blowout phase like real quick. So I didn't
Man.
really pay much attention to it.
Okay, you talk about going real quick. We can move on to this next one. Bro, I was watching that Golden State game. I was one of the cats coming in there saying, man, New Orleans got a good little shot. When that shit got out of hand, it got out of hand real quick.
Real quick. Went from 0 to 100.
Because they balled like that Saturday, and they get Steph back tomorrow night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we see how they go. Long, I mean, New Orleans can come in there and get a split. They did what they needed to do.
They got to get a split.
Because with Steph coming back, they could be trying to cater to him. You know, who knows? The chemistry could be off because they've been playing without him for a month and a half, give or take.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
You know, him. It may take him a couple games to get back into the flow.
You know why they lost that game, right? Drew Holiday had them Inkwell braids, dog.
I did see him looking like, yeah, I saw that.
That killed their vibe right there. But you got Draymond getting you a triple-double and Clay shooting like that. I mean, it just got out of hand. I mean, they were in the game. The shit just got out of hand.
Yeah.
So,
and I wonder if this series is going to have us retracting what we said after the last series.
What's that?
About the cat that we just got to talking about a few minutes ago, Boogie.
Yeah.
This could very well exploit. Maybe they do need Boogie. Maybe it's not as easy as getting rid of Boogie. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that first playing against Portland, that was a little bit of fool's gold.
Now Boogie plays really well against Golden State. Now, the only thing that gives me legit pause in regards to Boogie, if it was an ACL, I'd be okay. Achilles, though, if he's a big dude, that's the only thing that gives me pause. But they might get that worked out. Boogie might have to take a haircut. He might have to take one, but depending on how bad he want to be there.
Right.
Unless somebody come with the bag. But outside of that, let's talk about the Cavs real quick yesterday. LeBron James is not human. It's the last story of the night. You hit me with it. I was watching the game, but I didn't see when he said it. The homie did say I'm playing the whole game. He
did he just say what I thought he said?
The whole game. Okay, we've been watching ball and talking ball for well over 20 years. This dude's in year 15. Year 15. I ain't never seen somebody ever, all my years watching ball, will a team like this in 7 games. They should have lost this series. They should have lost it. But that's going to bite them in the ass, though. When you play a better team, he can't – that's going to bite them in the ass. You cannot play that many minutes. And he has to get 40.
Mm-hmm.
Got to win.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at some point, yeah, that'll definitely catch up with him. As far as the Game 7 goes, shout out to Ty Lue for finally making a solid coaching adjustment or decision within the game. When he stuck George Hill in third quarter,
yes,
that helped turn things around for Cleveland because they was Indiana came out that second half and started getting ball pressure and creating some turnovers, and that's how they got back in the game. And he stuck George Hill in there. I was like, oh boy, he got a call on old Lemon Booty.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and that first shot George Hill took, I was like, see, it didn't look good, but he ended up playing very, very solid, along with Tristan. I still was not pleased with Kevin Love. He looked terrified the first quarter.
Yeah. He showed up in the third quarter when they needed him.
Yeah, third and fourth, he did show up.
Playoff Tristan showed up, and playoff P didn't.
I know, right?
We've been talking about playoff Tristan for years. He don't do shit in the regular season, but he'll play in the playoffs. He's an animal on the boards in the playoffs for some reason. But he showed up when they needed him, and I just don't trust Toronto to beat this team 4 times. I don't.
Yeah. Do you think – I've heard people saying this is the only reason I'm bringing it up. I don't see it, and I don't even like Toronto.
What's that?
If Indiana was a better team or maybe a better challenge or a worse matchup for Cleveland than Toronto will be.
Yeah.
Toronto, you basically, DeRozan, Lowry is what you got to deal with.
Yeah.
They don't think that – well, a lot of these pundits, analysts, what have you, don't think that Toronto's got a player like Oladipo that's going to create off the dribble and put that kind of pressure on the Cavs. Of course, you automatically think about DeRozan.
Right. DeRozan's better than Depot to me right now.
But I kind of see what they're saying because DeRozan, is he really driving to the basket with that killer intent though? Like Oladipo is. He more of a elbow mid-range post up. He added the 3 this year. He got a nice, almost, I don't want to say Joe Johnson because Joe Johnson didn't mid-range as much, I don't think. But he got a smooth, fluid game. I see a dog in Oladipo.
Oh yeah, Depot got dog in him. Hey, Indiana won that trade.
Oh, the Paul George trade.
Yeah. Hey, they set up for the future. If they can get the next summer, they got a whole lot of salary falling off. And Indiana's a solid place to go play. So we'll see where this goes. But, people was all caught up in that text message he sent. Okay.
What text message?
He sent his trainer talking about, when do we start? I'm ready to take this to like 15 minutes after the game. I'm okay. You about to go to the islands. You about to kick it. Come on.
Right.
Come on, dog.
Right, I'm saying? Go get a plate of hot food or something.
Right. Now, people don't be fooled. We were fooled last year. We thought.
I like his demeanor, though. I like his. I like his default.
He got dog, and you can't teach that, and I love that. But don't be fooled by this workout talk, people. Don't be fooled. We thought Playoff Melo was going to show up. And I'm sorry, Hoodie Melo.
Yeah.
He pumped up last year. Oh, he going to ball, dog. He done lost weight. He running sprints at 2 a.m. He LA Fitness playing dudes my size. And I'm not very tall, people. So don't be fooled. And on that, I'm out. I'm done. What you got?
Hey, man, I ain't got nothing else. Yeah, pretty much nothing else. So we picked Cavs in Toronto series. We picked Philly, Boston. We picked Golden. Well, we picked Golden State series. I got Golden State in
6.
I got them in 5. I got them in 5.
I'm not even gonna cheat the system. I'm gonna say 6 because I got both. Let me watch tomorrow night, then make my picks, but that's not fair. So,
I got both West Coast series 5.
I'm kind of looking forward to this now. At first, I was kind of like, I don't know, but I'm kind of looking forward to Houston, Golden State.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, people, we're finna get up out of here. Again, we appreciate y'all tuning in as usual. We had the NBA playoff recaps. That's going to be on going into the playoffs. And, of course, NFL draft recap. Hey, tell these people where to reach you out on social media to get any other tidbits in the sport take.
At ReK6000, holla at me. I talk sports.
All right. You can also holler at me at Diego Barish on Twitter. Also, don't forget to check out the AA Sportscast Twitter page, Facebook page. We got the IG page back up and popping. Hey, been putting in some work on that. So if you see your timelines get flooded, don't worry. It's okay. It's finna be tsunami season because that's how we getting ready to do it. Yeah. We're getting ready to wrap this thing up. So again, for AA Sports, baby, straight sports, no chaser. We will holler at y'all later on in the week. We should be back on Thursday, regular scheduled time. Y'all be good for the rest of the week. We'll holler at y'all in a couple days. Peace.